It is a soccer night in downtown St. Petersburg. The Tampa Bay Rowdies hitting the home stretch of the 2023 season back at Al Lang for a massive fixture against their longtime Eastern Conference nemesis, Louisville City FC. Good evening and welcome everybody. Alongside Ryan Davis, I'm Jeff Radcliffe. Thank you so very much for joining us for Rowdies and USL Championship Soccer here on ESPN+. And it does not get any bigger in the USL Eastern Conference when you say the Rowdies are going to be playing Louisville City FC. These two teams have played in the Eastern Conference Finals the last 3 years.
Jeff, both of these teams are built under the same sort of DNA, organized veteran players, that's sort of team-oriented, so much so that the last 3 of these matches all ended up with just 1-0 victories for each team.
Rowdies have been on a roll here at home. 5 straight home match victories. They are currently 1 point out of first place behind Pittsburgh. They could have ascended that midweek, unable to do so in Memphis.
No, despite the loss, Rowdy fans, the Rowdies were actually on a 4-game win streak before they were up 2-1 with 5 minutes ago against Memphis. Yes, there was a defensive lapse, hence the reason for the loss, but the Rowdies are right back on track in Al Lang 2 days later to try to right the wrong.
Louisville, like the Rowdies, have had their struggles this year with injuries, but they're on track. 14 points from their last 7 games. Elijah Winder is a player that has really made a lot of contributions.
That Academy product, Elijah Winder, he scored the decisive goal against the Rowdies in the Eastern Conference Final. He went back to Colorado last week, scored a goal. He comes into Al Lang in ripping form, ready to make another decisive contribution.
And Cal Jennings, goals in 4 straight, total of 12, now 3 off the Golden Boot lead.
He is shifty, he's accurate, he can do no wrong at the moment. But not only can he score goals, he's a dribbler that creates space for other players.
2 heavyweights ready to go toe-to-toe. Tampa Bay and Lou City. Starting 11s coming your way next.
Imagine a company steeped in heritage, innovating into the promise of what the future can bring, like a phoenix helping others find prosperity. Sagicor's brand, the wisdom to help people make solid financial decisions, and the compassion to do good for society and those in need. Life insurance and annuities from Sagicor show your partner, family, and loved ones just how much you care about their financial security. Sagicor, wise financial thinking for life.
¿Puede un seguro médico ayudar a curar la soledad? ¿Puede cuidar a tu mejor amigo también? ¿O tomarte de la mano por 9 meses? ¿Puede estar disponible para ti a las 3 a.m.? ¿Puede estar contigo en cada paso? Nosotros sí lo creemos. ¿Qué más puede hacer un seguro médico para ti? Averígualo.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. Find new experiences, find new roads. Get 2.99% financing for 5 years on all 2022 Silverado 1500 pickups, or current competitive owners get $3,000 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. See your local Chevy dealer.
Minutes away from the beautiful game beginning in St. Petersburg. We're at Al Lang Stadium. The Tampa Bay Rowdies taking on Louisville City FC. So glad to have you along. Jeff Radcliffe, Ryan Davis, and our entire crew. Let's take a look at the starting 11s. First for Louisville City, 3rd-year head coach Danny Cruz going with that 3 at the back.
He is, and look out for those wide midfielders / wingbacks, Perez and Serrano. Both of them have assists under their names already. They're going to be looking to get forward and pin the Rowdies back in their own sort of possession type game. I look for Wilson to get on the end of some of those crosses.
You talked about it before the break. A single lapse in concentration cost the Rowdies a result midweek at Memphis. 2 changes from that starting 11 and going with a back 4.
exactly because of those wing backs. The Rowdies want to take care of home with Antley and Guillen at a traditional left back and right back. Yes, Doherty and Hilton will help out. And look out for Joshua Perez sliding back into midfield and Charlie Dennis sliding up to help out Jennings.
Big meetup between these two. All-time a 6-4-2 advantage for the men in purple over the green and gold hoops of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Expecting another tight affair here tonight. One person who's not here is Nicky Law, who got stuck back in England with some visa issues, so making his first interim head coach or debut is Eric Wild. So good luck to him tonight.
Tough game to have your debut on the sidelines. Right. I mean, this Louisville team is going to give you everything that you can handle in 90 minutes.
Yeah, just throw them right in the deep end.
Yes.
Injuries have plagued both of these teams this year. Let's take a look how they're being affected recently. Dalgard and Harivo for the Rowdies continuing to be out.
Correct. Harivo, he's been out, only played 6 games so far. Dalgard, that serviceable midfielder, could play right side or left side. On about Louisville, Dia, Morton, Kwasami, and Jordan Scarlett, the ex-Rowdy. He tore up his knee and is out for the season.
Oscar Jimenez, a guy who starts there on the left side in the back, not available tonight. He's been knocked up a bit. And yeah, you mentioned Morton. He was still slated to be their starting goalkeeper, but enters Oliver Semla, the German, and he has picked it up with no problem. Dude's got 11 shutouts this season. He'll be a tough nut to crack here for the Rowdies.
And he has to be. In Al-Lang Stadium, it is a tough place to play. Defensively, you have to be sound. And yes, the contribution will be hugely appreciated.
Game on in St. Pete. Tampa Bay and Louisville City. The visitors in white, attacking left to right as we call the action to you here in this first half. And immediately getting it to the forward, Wilson Harris, 23-year-old out of LA, immediately smothered and covered. And it will go in behind. And it will be our first corner kick of the match here in minute 1.
Well, that's one of the beauties of this 5-4-1, which is going to quickly turn into a 3-4-3. You can go direct to the 3 up top, and they can then either flick the ball on or control it and hold the ball up. So a very sort of diverse formation when it comes to the 5-4-1 / 3-4-3 for Louisville.
Get ready for the first delivery from Carlos Mogul Jr. on the team of the week. Had 2 assists in that last win against Colorado Springs. They were pinpoint and deadly. Here he goes. Expecting the in-swinger, and we'll get the ball just right. We'll get you our keys to the match after this set piece.
Sean Tosh, a real problem. 4 goals under his belt, the big centre-back, number 4 for Louisville.
Whipped in, headed back, right to Sparrow. Work to do to clean it off. Adams was in the vicinity to put the putback through, but Tampa Bay comes out of there unscathed.
Jeff, I want you to see this. There was a bit of hesitation when the ball was cleared off the line. Brilliant, brilliant delivery by Mogul Jr., who had 2 assists last week. Right there, everybody sort of ball watches as the ball just flies past the goal, and Connor Sparrow gave them an earful like he should have.
Woo. Disaster averted. Let's take a look at our keys to the match, Ryan.
Well, it's going to be the battle of the wings. The Rowdies are going to eventually fall into a 4-2-3-1. And when Brian Only comes on, he's going to go head-to-head with the captain himself. And then when it comes to Louisville City, Perez and Harris, they have to use his space, going out wide and making the most of it. So the battle of the wings tonight between Louisville and Tampa Bay.
It will stay with Tampa Bay. Talked about in the open, 5 straight wins here at Al-Lang. This will be the toughest of the bunch if they can get it tonight. If they can make it 6, it will tie a franchise record. .82 degrees at kickoff, so not as warm as it has been. Does that mitigate the advantage? That's a question we'll have to find out.
Well, I think we're starting to see a little bit of hint of fall in Florida. Sorry, everybody else, eat your heart out. But 82 degrees here is fall for us. And that's going to make things a lot more comfortable for teams coming into Tampa.
As we go down the stretch here.
Now,
Six games to play after tonight.
Now, the Rowdies don't want it to be that comfortable. They are, like you said, 5 in a row at home.
Still trying to get out of their own half. Here's Antley. And again, an unusual shape tonight here for Tampa Bay. Nicky Law, head coach, absent here for the second straight game.
Look at that press by Louisville. They're coming into Al-Lang Stadium on the front foot and trying to peg the Rowdies back.
How switched on do Forrest Lasso and Freddie Kleeman need to be tonight?
Absolutely. They have to be so confident with the ball at their feet. And they have to know where the outlet is for the pass even before the ball gets to their feet. That's the secret. Can't wait to look up and look for an outlet. You have to know where the window is.
Picked up by Jennings at the halfway line, gets hooked and will draw the foul. Our referee is Elijah Arreguin, and he shows yellow for the first time here in minute 5.
Well, Del Piccolo, the captain, looks at Mogel Jr. saying, why would you do that? This is at halfway line in the opening 5 minutes. You have lots of cover behind you. And the youngster just sort of loses it.
That's a central midfielder who they're going to run at the rest of the night.
He has, most of his game is depending on tracking back, covering players. And he has 95 minutes through that with a, 85 minutes with a yellow card under his name.
Mogul, just 20 years old, one of those fine academy products. He and Blinder really found their way into the lineup here for Louisville. Danny Cruz now in his 3rd season in charge. Taking over for John Hackworth, who's now in St. Louis.
Now, just like Neil Collins, Nicky Law loves possession, and the Rowdies love to go side to side. Lewis Hilton back in the lineup. They want to dictate things. And this Louisville team, who's an excellent pressing team, can take advantage if players are not sure. Now, the other way around, Jeff,
yes.
If the Rowdies are assured in their touch and distribution, then the fatigue factor starts to set in for Louisville in that second half, going side to side and chasing.
Rolls all the way to Zemla. Now, the one advantage that Louisville City does have is that they did not play midweek.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas you talk about squad rotation, Tampa Bay has not had that luxury just because the thin numbers, especially in the midfield so far this season. Some numbers starting to come back, which is helpful. But we mentioned in the open, just 2 changes to the lineup from midweek. There's a shot from distance, and keep your head on a swivel. That was flying.
Well, too much time, Jeff. The first touch from Alan Widener. He was allowed to turn and lay it back, and no body, no sort of activity around him, no contact to throw him off balance. And this man is going to have a huge night tonight. Going up against Louisville, he has to step in, his debut on the sidelines.
We got it, yep, we're talking to him.
Eric Wild now in his 2nd season on staff here in Tampa Bay, coming over from forward Madison. Connor Sparrow has been busy thus far here in the opening 7. Launched ahead by Kleeman. The chase is on down to that far corner. And due diligence done. 3 in the back for Louisville tonight. Adams, Sharpie, and Toch. A lot of veteran presence there.
You know, like we said in the open, veteran players, they build off of their backs. And Louisville's sticking with that mantra. Yes, you have young talent creeping through with the familiar names like you just mentioned. Toch, Adams, and company is the foundation of this Louisville team. Hence, they're so competitive year in, year out. Just like an Aaron Guillen and a Forrest Lasso and a Lewis Hilton for the Rowdies.
You said it, Ryan. The DNA of these franchises very obviously not identical. You do have some players like Lucky M. Casano who've played both ways, but they've got players like Del Piccolo who've been there for 8 years now. Like, these are just places you want. If you're in the USL Championship, these are teams you want to stay with.
Yes.
Just it's
And
testament to how well each franchise has been run.
Yes, and the variables, Jeff.
How about this run here? Trying to pick out somebody inside the box. Scuffed it a bit, did Serrano. And now flag goes up here on the near side.
What a chinking run up on that left-hand side. Brilliant stuff from Jorge Gonzalez. Taking on players, and what does that do, Jeff? It creates space for the guys in the middle because players then have to commit to him, and then the forwards have some room to finish. You can't teach that, you know, the coach said.
Yeah. Gonzalez, the 24-year-old man out of Valencia, Spain, had a goal last week against Colorado Springs. Really good road victory for Louisville City. They're off back-to-back wins.
Look at this press as the ball is in play.
This is what they do, though. They've invented the press as far as this league is concerned. And now Dennis is down in some pain. And Mogul's going to get a talking to. Remember, he is sitting on a yellow. Want to change the complexion of a match? That would do it.
Piccolo there trying to
the veteran and the youngster.
He's the lawyer in the conversation. Del Piccolo taking care of his client. And no patience again, Jeff. We saw the pull of the jersey to Carl Jennings, the tackle from behind from Charlie Dennis. Both players at the halfway line going away from the goal. No reason for Mogul to go in. And Del Piccolo now has to take care of his client in a court of law against this referee who has not going to have anything to do with this. He will make sure he runs a tight ship.
Piccolo being thrust into the captain's duties early tonight, making his 250th league appearance tonight.
250?
Oh, wow. And second all-time in the league. Taylor Mueller comes to mind from the old Charleston Battery.
Getting out of Forbes. Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Right. Lifted towards this near side. Serrano runs out of real estate. Good escort by El Capitan. It's going to be in behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, we mentioned Sean Tosh and Adams, but this man stands the test of time. Left centre back, left back. He can defend with the tall forwards. He can defend with the quick wingers, and he can get forward and create always in the top 10 in passes in the USL Championship. And again, we're going to have to check Charlie Dennis with the head injury.
Arrived a bit early, maybe.
Again, physicality going through the player to get the ball.
They do not want to let the Rowdies play with the ball at their feet.
And that's one great way to dispossess a team, is to be physical, is to make a mistake.
Make them think about it.
Absolutely, yes.
One touch from Jennings there doesn't have the desired effect. Back to Zemla.
So yes, we showed Rowdies on a 4-4-2 to start the game, but they've gone into a 4-2-3-1 with Doherty and Lewis Hilton sitting in front of the back four. Charlie Dennis in front of them and out wide. Looks like we have Perez on the left and Connor Antley on the right.
Talking with Nicky Law this week, Perez is playing out of position a bit, but that's just by necessity. He'd much rather have him come a little more central. To play to his natural tendencies. Getting his third start tonight in the green and gold.
I think he'd much rather play this position tonight. He left the wide midfielder other than playing left wing back like he did last week in our 3-4-3.
Out to Guillen. Crossing halfway, surveys the options, will cut it back. Plays Ekra. Positioning, defending from the front, Wilson Harris. Another part of the way this Louisville team's DNA is built. Adams, the Kiwi center back, now 26. Bit of a journeyman, was with San Diego last year. Whereas Tosh and Sharpie been in Louisville for a minute. $7 and 4 years respectively. building partnerships.
Just to give you guys an idea, if you're now joining us, Rowdies 67% possession. And Louisville at 33. Louisville trying to push forward and counter press like they're doing right now.
Couldn't collect. Perez played the overpass. And now here's Adams to Toch. Just shy of the halfway line. Serrano. A lot of good on the ball players. Happy with the ball at their feet. Often Louisville's most dangerous when you have the ball.
Counter press.
If you're the Rowdies, I think you'll take this.
Yeah.
And that one's safely in the hands of Connor Sparrow.
Again, you see the white shirts forcing the Rowdies all the way back. There's an old mantra: try to play the game as furthest away from your goal as possible. But this man,
Dennis, marauding through the midfield, cannot find Perez. Good step by the other Perez, Manny, defender out of Garner, North Carolina.
It's a sort of a love me, leave me sort of the mantra that Louisville have. As Dennis got past his man, the field sort of opened up. His pass was not accurate, but if it was, then the Rowdies would be in with a chance. So when you do press, you have to be decisive. Can't afford to have your player turn on you the way Dennis did, or else he has the whole field to work with.
A quarter hour gone here at Al Lang. We remind you now to relax boldly in Tampa Bay. Claim your next adventure at visitampabay.com. And as Ryan already alluded to, it is a nice time to maybe plan that trip as the weather just cools off a touch. Oh, trying to poke that one through. Serrano has a shot at goal and missed the target wide right. And would like to have that back.
What a ball that was. I believe it was from the centre-back Adams or Toch, not sure. Beautiful ball right into the path. And a good hit just on the wrong side of the net for Serrano.
You can break lines with passes from your backs.
If your centre-backs are like playmakers like that, you are in business.
Teams are familiar with one another, but this is the first of two matches that these two rivals will close out the regular season in Louisville. Here's another one going across the face of goal, in behind for a goal kick. That will come on October 14th.
You know, you can't blame Widener. Scored a goal last week, full of youth. The confidence of youth, as they say, is unbounding. And he tried a shot, not a problem. Coach wouldn't mind that.
Hold-up play is going to be so crucial here. Dennis runs into traffic. Ball wouldn't sit for him. Here come the men in purple. Good defense by Lasso, got in the way. Stood tall like a big tree. It will go in for a throw.
Yeah, Wilson Harris being aggressive, trying to make the most of the room. He sees the 18-yard box, which means he's going to have a goal. He has 5 goals already this season. And Forrest Lasso taking care of the goal first rather than the pass.
There's Perez. Out of there's Lewis Hilton, still working his way back into top form. Boy, just a guy that wants to be out there.
So important.
Getting that fitness each and every match.
Yep, he usually is the fittest man on the Rowdies team, Lewis Hilton. But of course, that injury has set him back. But when he's out there and he's in full form, he starts to pull the strings. It's what we call a regista in football, in front of the back four, and starts to dictate the pace of the game for the Rowdies and has other teams chasing.
Touches haven't quite been crisp enough yet. Out here by Guillen. Perez the 1-2 with Jennings. And the white jerseys get back into their shape. Ekra have to move the ball a little quicker laterally. Cut out, the press comes. Chase from Gonzalez. And Sparrow just has to let it go.
Well, nobody likes pressure from the JV league to the big leagues.
JV.
Connor Sparrow showing the cracks with some pressure. Great pressure by Louisville. Keeper should try to get that down the line and keep it in play instead. It's out for a throw. Now Louisville, job is done. They get back possession.
They still have possession, but most of that's been in their own half. 57% of it. On the move now. Giving it to Jennings, who's had the magic foot. Not that time. Boy, doesn't need a lot of room to get a shot off. We were talking about it off air.
You want to talk confidence? You talk
left
this,
foot
man.
too.
Right foot, left foot, doesn't matter. The left-footed goal he scored a week ago in this ground, he tried to replicate that, this time going for the ground rather than the air. Great shot.
Oh, good
what
save.
a save it was. Strong hand, low to the right.
First shot of the match for Tampa Bay, and it leads to a corner kick, also their first.
But understand, once the press was broken on the right-hand side through Jordan Doherty, it opened up an opportunity for the forward. And that's what Louisville's MO and tactics reveal.
Hilton on the ball. Play it to the corner of the 18. Perez leaves it top of the D. Dennis thinks about it. He'll let it fly, and let it fly a little high.
Oh, Jeff, my old coach in high school. He's kicking the cans right now. Charlie Dennis did not keep his head down. The ball will follow your head. If you raise it too soon, you'll end up in the stands.
Another booking coming.
So just to be
Del Piccolo.
Yep, just to be clear, now we have Del Piccolo to join the party as Carlos Mogul Jr., who's in midfield as well. So the two center midfielders of the three, here's the tackle. Del Piccolo, heavy touch, and just threw himself and caught Connor Antley. So now Mogul and Del Piccolo are both on yellow cards, and we're just past 20 minutes.
Take this time to remind you that Select is the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship in many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.selectsportamerica.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. A look again here on our replay from Bayfront Health, St. Petersburg.
Tough, a heavy touch from Del Piccolo, and just to make sure that the play is broken up, he just lunged at Connor Antley, and that is a big no-no in soccer. It's the intent, Jeff. And the cleats were up, and the pegs caught Connor Antley right on that fleshy part on top of the foot.
Connor hinting discomfort as 3 years out.
Just want to be clear here, Jeff, about Connor Antley and his role and his importance for this Rowdy team. He is one of the top 3 players on this team. Whatever position you put him in, right back, center back, right midfield, he is a train, half man, half machine. And he just covers every blade of grass on this field. And he is very, very hard to replace as a Rowdy fan.
Officially rostered as William Connor Antley. We could add another name to that, Jack, as in Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades.
So William Connor Jack Antley.
I think we should go for it. Or maybe we should just do an acronym.
Yeah. Or like go John Cougar.
John Cougar, huh?
Connor Cougar Antley.
Connor Cougar.
Like John Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah.
Could do that. Right now, he's more worried about how that left peg is feeling. One tough mother He is, for sure.
Maybe they got the part, the human side of him. The machine side is probably on the right side. Half man, half machine, Conantly.
Looking on with keen interest is Eric Wild. In our conversations with Nicky Law this week, hey, we're going to be able to fill out the entire team sheet for the first time in months.
Yeah, he didn't know what to do. It's like, where do I start?
This is weird. There's a line here.
Yeah. But the Rowdies still very, as you know, 4-game win streak. 4-game win streak. The one loss to Memphis. And players starting to creep back in, noticeably Lewis Hilton. Zach Heravo right at that point where the discussion is starting to happen about him being in practice and playing. So the pieces to the puzzle starting to get back into place.
Again, nicely brought down. Akra. Working the edge. Lasso having to use some footwork. Ahead, falls inside. Wow. Jennings, Semla spills it in front of Perez.
Wow. Forrest Lasso. What a pass with his weaker left foot. Perfect.
Yeah, I'll show you, Sean Toach. This is what I got.
Right onto the hip of Jennings. Just couldn't keep it there. And great keeping by Semla. Shaw off his line.
Jennings keeps his feet. Squares it to Hilton. And now coming away with it is Louisville City on the run. This is Elijah Winder. And now he loses it. Kleeman stepped in. Jennings again collects, tries to poke it through, unable to do so.
Well, Kyle Adams with the interception of the game so far. Jennings would have been in on goal if that pass came through. And Adams, long left foot.
Well, I tell you, Louisville has committed 9 fouls now already. It's like a game of red light, green light. See if that continues. It just gets in your head. Stop, start. You just can't get into a rhythm. And the Rowdies are a rhythm team, aren't they?
Absolutely. Heavy possession team. Everyone wants a touch of the ball. Yes, they press, but not with the aggressiveness as Louisville and the consistency of Louisville.
Serrano had the overlap, opted to go away from Perez. Still slipping that one through was Harris. Taken away. Jennings cannot continue the run. A bit of a formation change tonight for Tampa Bay. Hilton came back, due diligence defending, clean up on aisle 3. Forrest Lasso.
Well, Forrest Lasso is getting stuck in. Confidence of the pass before. 2 brilliant sliding tackles.
Just motion to Ralph Smav and the Skyway Casuals to get on up. Everybody but Sparrow on the attacking half here. Work that right flank, nothing doing. Ball's got to move quick. And it's got to reach its intended target.
And those sort of passes by Lewis Hilton is because he has not been playing very often. He's usually a lot more sure and crisp with his passing. You can see the bit of a drop off after such a long space of time or period of time on the shelf.
While this is a heavyweight matchup, about as big a name teams as you can get in the USL Championship, particularly in the Eastern Conference. It's not particularly a high scoring matchup. Very evenly matched. You got to earn any goal you get. 3 straight 1-0 victories for either of these teams in the last 3 meetings. And another foul in the middle of the park. Chopping down trees here. That was Del Piccolo. Or was it Gonzalez that time?
Gonzalez, they are committed to the press. And if you break,
now another talking to.
The problem is, Jeff, if you break past the press like this, now there's room to play with. And Lewis Rilton just rides the tackle, and Gonzalez sticking to the MO, making sure man or ball. And this time it was the man.
Forced into some direct balls here. That's not the way the Rowdies want to play. But you can unlock people that way.
Yeah, make no mistake. There are times you have to be direct and try to offset Adams and Tosh. Interesting to see Jan Ekra and Lewis Hilton together in the midfield. Usually you have like a quick defensive, or not even actually quick, a more defensive player like a Jordan Doherty who likes to commit into the tackle. Now you have 2 sort of finesse players in Hilton and Ekra, sort of the same type of player.
Jordan more in that right back role tonight.
He can play anywhere, Jeff. I mean, the man can play right tackle, quarterback, running back, anything you want.
Obviously kicker.
Kicker.
and the band at halftime.
He banned at halftime, exactly.
On the move, Del Piccolo ran into the green and gold, just trying to scuff it out of there.
And now Lewis Hilton is seeing dead people. Just look, thought for sure Connor Antley would be out there, but he is a little out of touch right now in number 4. And that's to be expected. Huge piece to the puzzle for the Rowdies. And they're going to give him the time he needs to be ready.
Half an hour gone now, no score. Louisville City, Tampa Bay Rowdies. Kleeman coming back. There'll be no easy possession tonight.
And I love it. I love the fact that Louisville refused to sit back, even though they're going up against a good possession team. And I like the fact that the Rowdies refuse to give up possession and are trying to play through it. It's just incredible. Danny Cruz setting the tone.
As an assistant under John Hackworth, who he replaced now in his 3rd season. Trying to get Louisville City back on top. Are 2-time champions of this league, 2017 and 2018. That first one with James O'Connor, who's now in the front office, with a spell as the head coach at Orlando City and MLS in between. Rowdies have 2 stars as well, going back to the Soccer Bowls in '75 and 2012, and would love to get another star here in the USL Championship, and they may have the team to do it this year as well. Just so many things have to fall for you, right? And you just hope you can get healthy in this final stretch of 6 games.
Yeah, you look at players in the middle, and we have, speaking about healthy, it looks like someone is really having a hard time getting up here. It looks like Jordan Doherty, or is it Connor Antley, who picked up that injury? It is Antley from that tackle from Del Piccolo. And he's shaking the head, Jeff. That's not good.
Walk the touchline. And Louisville will take the opportunity for a hydration break here in the humidity of Florida. And Dayon Harris looks like he's going to be set to check in a little early tonight.
Well, Coach Collins always asks the question, and other coaches can ask the question. I ask the question, is Dayon Harris a 60-minute player or a 30-minute player? Well, tonight,
it's going to be 60 now.
It's going to be 60 tonight, and a chance for him to leave his mark.
So 1 chess piece off the board here for Tampa Bay. Antley out. And the Milton, Ontario native Dayon Harris in, making his 25th appearance of the season. Does have a goal and 2 assists, and he will be called on to wreck that right side here a little bit. certainly a change of pace.
Absolutely. But
And
Connor
Atley, geez, you feel for him.
Yep. And Rowdies fans will be holding their breath because
So that's not serious going forward.
Yep, that's a piece that's going to be hard to replace.
Oof. Everything's contested. Here's Doherty. Kleeman gets caught out a bit. It's safe on the negative outside the D. To Sparrow. Two really good keepers tonight, by the way. Between them, they've got 19 clean sheets. And direct, which will get the press off your back a little bit. Offside to call. And now a Louisville player down inside the circle. So Harris is ready.
Now, interesting here. When the press comes forward, that means there's space at the back. And if there's one person in this league who can exploit pace, is that man, Deon Harris.
Right.
So Forrest Lasso and Lewis Hilton actually may be looking to hit that corner flag pass when the press comes onto them and let there be a foot race on that Louisville left.
And Deon's a known quantity. The league knows that he's got that pace. It's not going to be a surprise. But just because you know it doesn't mean you can stop it.
Correct.
Perez trying to just be difficult, forcing the ball back. Louisville coming away with it in the form of Manny Perez. You go to the overlap. Cuts in with Serrano. Footwear failed him. Ian Guillen, and he'll get into the back of Guillen. That will bring it back to Tampa Bay.
And the question by Aaron Guillen, right? Look when Aaron Guillen falls down. This is the universal. He goes 1, 2, 3. How many of these are you going to let go, referee?
11th foul committed by Louisville City.
It's been chippy, and I understand the tactic. You cannot concede and allow the opposing team to get past the press. But the officials then have to make a decision.
Jennings unable to out-jump Toach. Toach, former Rochester Rhino. Won the championship there.
Foul, yellow card, yellow, yellow, yellow.
And now it's Lasso on his back. Card is in hand of Elijah Araguin, our referee. He's already issued 2 to central midfielders for Louisville City. This one may be going to Tampa Bay. Let's see.
Yeah, it looks like Forrest Lasso is about to be in the referee's book.
Yep, come here.
So Lasso now on a centre back. Again, we're only in the first half. Is that replay? Ball's in the air. Lasso eyes on the ball and the right elbow, quite rightly. Good call by the referee. Straight into the head of Jorge Gonzalez.
File these first half yellows away.
What you got, Jeff?
Just saying, file them away. All these fouls and yellows could make a difference in this match as far as a decision from the center. Araguin's assisted by Zeno Cho, the AR1. Diego Lucio's the other AR. JJ Belinsky is our 4th official. And here is the free kick. Del Piccolo over the top. Instead, they go the other way with it. No problem. Saw it all the way. It was Connor Sparrow.
Well, Mogul Jr. with 2 fantastic set pieces a week ago to get 2 assists. Tried to get his 3rd. Just too close to Connor Sparrow's living room.
Now, last week they were playing at altitude.
Yeah.
Ball moves a little bit different here in the heavy air of St. Petersburg.
You know, there's an old saying in English football. Can you do it in a cold night in Stoke?
Right.
So in USL, the question is, can you do it in a muggy night in Tampa?
Okay. Fair trade. Muggy night in Tampa.
That tests your mantle, if you understand.
I'd say the same thing for the Miami FC as well. How about that ball? Into the open net. 5 straight games with a goal for one Cal Jennings, and the Rowdies in front 1-0.
Like drinking a cup of tea. Cal Jennings picks the pocket. Forrest Lasso and Jennings tried this and it almost paid off 20 minutes ago. The ball over the top, this time Aaron Guillen beautifully beats the press, one touch. Keeper in no man's land, and Cal Jennings, the most informed forward in the league, one touch, and the next touch, good night.
Goal number 13 to the man from Atlanta, former UCF Knight. In form.
Just like that, Jeff. Yeah. Sometimes you have to go direct. They go side to side, lull you to sleep, bring the centre backs forward, and then go over the top. And goalkeeper Summer completely caught in no man's land.
5 minutes from halftime, the Rowdies in the ascendancy now, 1-0. Against the run of play, have conceded a lot of possession, but have reacted to the clogging of the midfield field by Louisville City.
A bit of a collision on the offside. Connor Sparrow flying off of his line. Again.
Coming up at the half, 5 minutes plus stoppage, we got a little cookie-fueled mama challenge. What is that? You're going to find out. We take a little trip around the league and highlights and stats from this first half. Is there more to gain here for Tampa Bay? Serrano. Overlap to Perez. Will hook it. Lasso intercepted once more. Throw to Louisville. Mogul. Good delivery.
Oh, what a ball by Hilton.
Harris. Dennis trying to find the streaking Cal Jennings. Race down that line. Sparrow's got it. Will have to play with his feet. Kleeman. And now Doherty. Adams at halfway for Louisville. Forearm shiver will bring it back to Tampa Bay.
Well, Jeff, this is so nice. We have to play it twice. And Aaron Guillen, look at that ball. You beauty. And look at the touch by Cal Jennings. Just a sip of tea, Jeff. That's all it is. And the left foot slides it home.
With the pinky up.
With the pinky up, 1-0. That's how easy it is for Cal Jennings right now. Is that Charlie Dennis riding one, and then the commitment.
Sharpie's going into the book for that. Yep.
Well, I have
third yellow here for a Lou City player.
I have to say the referee has been consistent.
So with the square to Kleeman.
So Deon Harris getting in the action. That's Mogul Jr. Two youngsters locking horns.
The mat. Adams lifts it. Flick header. Kleeman there to contest. Sharpie to throw. That one comes bounding through, smothered and covered by Connor Sparrow.
Well, just a little bit of a lull by the Rowdies. Remember, you're always most vulnerable when you just score. And Louisville trying to capitalize it as the Rowdies try to get themselves back in the game. Look at that ball. The space is behind.
Perez catches it. Waits for the support to his left foot. Across the face of goal, running in late is Harris. And we're going behind for a goal kick for Louisville City FC.
Well, that's what we thought. As they press ice, try to make the most of the space behind the centre-backs towards the corner flag. This time it was Perez, not Harris, on the left-hand side, trying to find Harris coming in on the right. Good delivery by the left midfielder.
5 minutes shown by our fourth official, J.J. Belinsky. Stoppage time here in this first half. Oh, 4 yellow cards and a ton of fouls. Adding up for that. Hilton now to Harris. Just trying to find those little seams to operate.
I want to talk about those yellow cards. Del Piccolo just now, when Forrest Lasso nodded it down to Lewis Hilton, Del Piccolo completely pulled out of the tackle and allowed Lewis Hilton to control the ball. That's what the yellow card does. And now Del Piccolo has a whole half to play with that sort of demeanor where he can't commit. And that could really mean the Rowdies having their way in the center circle, which could be problematic for Louisville.
Nearly turned over. Piccolo running back. Adams and getting long, trying to break the lines with this pass here. Collision between Sparrow and Harris. Incidental, nothing doing.
Louisville trying to do exactly what the Rowdies did to them. The direct ball over the top, in between the centre back and the left back. Lasso's looking around, Guillen is beaten, and Connor Sparrow comes out. Looks like he got a little piece of it, but got a lot of Harris.
It's the other way. Adams, center back with his feet, gets his pocket picked for the time being. And not enough real estate that time for Jennings, who's tallied his 13th goal of the season. He's 2 off of the Golden Boot pace now. 2 guys in front of him both play for Phoenix.
There's that knock from behind. You're really towing the line when you tackle a player from behind like that and not get a yellow card. The Piccolo's asking a question. No reason to, yep, the Piccolo's pleading with the referee. No reason to lunge when the player's going away from your goal and his back is towards your goal as well. The defenders have that mindset where they commit and they can't hold back or pull out.
Key moment here, late on, first half in stoppage time.
This is enough distance for Del Piccolo
for it to get up and down.
Yeah, to get over. to have Harris.
Del Piccolo with his left foot. Dealt with by Tampa Bay. Here comes the second ball. Sparrow off his line, makes the catch. 3 minutes of the 5 have been played. Rowdies trying to keep some possession here. Ekra crossing halfway. Forward advancement stopped. We'll go laterally.
A great shift by Louisville. Rowdies are trying to switch to the right-hand side where Harris and Doherty were free, but the white shirts covered so quickly laterally. Impressive.
Hilton. Guillen immediately has somebody in his pocket. Lasso again. A bit long. I think Perez is going to be the guy that's going to win the aerials there. Against Perez, who's 6'1". Tampa Bay's Perez is 5'5" officially, 5'6" maybe.
Or that Leo Messi height.
Up on that 5 minutes.
Now understanding where the game is. This is literally the last 10 seconds of the first half. Louisville are going to try to pack some players into this box and try and get one floated in. And maybe the second ball drop stuff forward or a player to score.
Carlos Mogul. Deliver with the right foot here. 2 assists in the last match a week ago. And Lasso with authority. Makes that the last ball of this first half. Cal Jennings in his 13th goal of the season. The difference thus far, 45 down. The Rowdies lead Louisville City 1-0. Your Visit Tampa Bay halftime show coming your way right after this on ESPN+.
What happens when a company puts health solutions at the center of everything it does? At Florida Blue, Tai Chi happens. Nurse visits happen. This happens. A nutrition class happens. Answers to your health insurance questions happen. And a healthier you happens. So come by your local Florida Blue Center and experience health solutions at the center.
Get ready, get set, get check. It's just that easy to sell your car with MorganBuysCars.com. First, visit MorganBuysCars.com and tell us a bit about your car. Next, receive an express cash offer online. Then, schedule an appointment at one of our 14 convenient locations to pick up your check. Plus, we'll beat anyone's offer on your vehicle or we'll give you $500. So, get ready, get set, and get checked. Online at MorganBuysCars.com.
We welcome you inside the Visit Tampa Bay halftime show. Rowdies leading Louisville City 1-0. Now we've learned that W means win. L means loss. We learned from Sesame Street, C means cookie. How about cookie-fueled mama trying to stump our Rowdies now? you don't want to go to cookie-fueled mama, at least get to your pantry right now. We're at halftime. Tampa Bay leads Louisville 1-0. The Visit Tampa Bay halftime show continues right after this.
Those topics, I mean, yeah, let's talk about today we're going to go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Back at Al Lang Stadium, where it is superhero night. Not all heroes wear capes. Cal Jennings just flying high. Again, another goal. That is the difference in this 1-0 game. Jeff Radcliffe alongside Ryan Davis here. Can you believe we've got just a little more than a month left in the USL Championship season and a whole lot to play for and a whole lot to look at? You know what? When things go so well, times pass pretty quickly, and this USL Championship season 2023 has been incredible. Let's take a spin around the USL Championship. A whole lot to talk about. Orange County on that 8-game winning streak, the longest in the league this season, 2 wins shy of the second longest streak in the championship history. Cincinnati did it back in 2018 with 10. USL announced that Portland, Maine's going to be granted the rights to a USL League One franchise to kick off in 2025. And how about the Tampa Bay Rowdies moving up to number 2 in the top 5 power rankings? Those streaking Orange County SC men, number 1, San Diego Loyal 3rd, Pittsburgh, who were chasing 4th, and Charleston right on our tail in 5th. How about the team of the week here? Manuel Arteaga from Phoenix Rising. 2 goals and assists last week against Sacramento and RGV. He's behind Danny Trejo. Look at Cal Jennings, a guy that could be on it next week. I think he's going to make a good claim for that one, Jeff. Right. Let's take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard. A lot of scoreboard watching going on around the league. Once we look at the standings, you can see it there. Pittsburgh a point ahead and may stay that way tonight. They lead Loudoun 2-1. Anything else jump out? Yeah, I see Detroit City. Actually, they have been lumbering at the last place in the Eastern Conference, giving Miami everything they have to try and get a victory at home. Charleston ahead of San Diego and battle 2 teams near the top of each standings on the East and West, respectively. And Tulsa and Phoenix Rising will go at it at 8:30 later tonight. We'll have highlights, stats, a whole lot more as our Visit Tampa Bay halftime show continues right after this.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. Find new experiences, find new roads. Get 2.99% financing for 5 years on all 2022 Silverado 1500 pickups, or current competitive owners get $3,000 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. See your local Chevy dealer.
¿Puede un seguro médico ayudar a curar la soledad? ¿Puede cuidar a tu mejor amigo también? ¿O tomarte de la mano por 9 meses? ¿Puede estar disponible para ti a las 3 a.m.? ¿Puede estar contigo en cada paso? Nosotros sí lo creemos. ¿Qué más puede hacer un seguro médico para ti? Averígualo.
Get ready, get set, get check. It's just that easy to sell your car with MorganBuysCars.com. First, visit MorganBuysCars.com and tell us a bit about your car. Next, receive an express cash offer online. Then, schedule an appointment at one of our 14 convenient locations to pick up your check. Plus, we'll beat anyone's offer on your vehicle, or we'll give you $500. So, get ready, get set, and get checked. Online at MorganBuysCars.com.
Visit Tampa Bay halftime show continues. Jeff Ratcliffe, Ryan Davis, and let's talk a little bit about that first half as Tampa Bay Rowdies lead their rivals from Louisville City 1-0. And it's we can talk about the goal, and we'll see that in just a second in our highlights. But 22 fouls, 4 yellow cards. It's not so much chippy, it's just the way sometimes these two teams play one another, and that could have an effect on a lot in the second half.
So much is at stake. I mean, the Rowdies are trying to get the top spot in the East, right, while Louisville are trying to get a posturing to be further up in the top 4 in the East. And then Louisville's MO or tactic, press high, but if you get around that press, then you have to make whatever means possible to stop it.
Yeah, red light, green light. Here's green light on the highlights from the first half.
Yep, Forrest Lasso is integral. He reads the shot, not the pass, and stops the effort from Harris. This is Jordan Doherty coming in from that right-hand side. Fields Kyle Jennings scored from this very position a week ago. It was top bins 7 days ago. This time, looking for the corner pocket. Good save by Summer. And then here's a yellow card on Mogul Jr., youngster. And then Del Piccolo right after on Connor Antley. Connor Antley will eventually have to come off the field after that challenge. And then Aaron Guillen finds his space over the top. And Kyle Jennings, 1 touch, 1-0. Rowdies take the lead, and it's Kyle Jennings' 14th goal of the season. He is riding high. Let's take a look at the first half stats. 4 shots to 8. Louisville are very aggressive in their counter press. But possession, Rowdies 56-44 managed to hold off that energy and that physicality by Louisville. Held possession, frustrated the away side, and gathered that 1 goal, that vital 1-0 lead over that long ball over the top, beating the press.
Yeah, if there's a night where possession really doesn't matter, it's going to be here tonight. See how each side adjusts the tactics here in this second half. As we'll switch sides, Tampa Bay will now attack the supporter end of Al Lang Stadium. Louisville City trailing 1-0, and each team has a full bench. You have to think about those yellow cards, as Ryan mentioned. There could be subs a little earlier than anticipated. See if any come at halftime. Rowdies need to keep pace. Pittsburgh leading, as we said at the half, against Loudoun County.
Question is, when does Rasmusas come on to assist Del Piccolo and Mogul Jr. in that center midfield, both of them with yellow cards?
Superhero night, so Cape and dress. Got every angle covered.
She is a super rowdy.
It could be, look, it's got lots of fashionista uses. You can use it as a shawl.
Have you done that in the past, Jeff?
No.
Use it as a shawl and so
No,
on?
no, no, no.
Okay, just checking.
No capes for me.
Okay.
Maybe at a Renaissance fair when I was like in the high school madrigal choir. That was about it.
So when I was
Years
younger,
ago. Right.
I always wanted to be Superman. This is when I was like 4 or 5.
Who doesn't?
And my mother used to pin a red towel onto my T-shirt, and I would run around the yard like Superman.
That's your reality, though, man. It's real. That's a good story.
Oh, Jeff, I don't want to scare you, but I am Superman.
Clark, thank you.
All right, so Rowdies attacking the supporter section. And that always gets very rowdy. So,
you don't say.
Yeah.
Game on once more here in St. Pete. And the Rowdies will again go direct. The idea is to come out with 3, no matter how you get there. On the move now, Wilson Harris. Trying to beat Guillen to his inside, who slipped on the turf monster. That one finds the net, and we are level at 1.
What a goal. What a way to respond. And was his substitute? No, it's Harris.
Again, he cut in. Guillen fell down, and then he just picked his spot.
Look at the daisy cutter, Jeff. Right into the corner pocket. No chance for Connor Sparrow. What a strike by Harris. And what a way to respond for Louisville. Opening touches of the second half. And the equalizers there. Just skill all around to take on the defenders. And then the weaker left foot. A finish for the ages.
Wilson Harris's team leading 6th goal of the season, and the complexion changes just like that. You see how that Brian Ownby came on at the 45. And more importantly here, Guillen slipped on the turf, and he will give up the captain's armband to Lewis Hilton. So injury front gets that much worse now.
Well, as soon as the Rowdies were on the mend, now we have Connor Antley and now Aaron Guillen. Talk about 2 of the top 5 players. Veteran players. And now on the injury list.
You got to go back 3 now, right?
Here's Harris. Guillen is his first victim right there. And looks like he pulls up right there, Jeff. That's it. He's out. Flat tire.
Free run here for Harris, who placed it. Everything was aces. Whole new game. 1-1 scoreline.
And an injury in the opening 60 seconds of the second half. What is shifting the tide?
And Jake Arman is on. Now he's returning from his own injury, trying to get back into full fitness.
Yeah, I wasn't expected to have this amount of time. Was probably going to come on for the last 15 minutes to test it out.
Let's see how Eric Wild moves the chess pieces around the board. He's kind of limited.
And now, quite rightly, you can see them spread out. Ownby, Harris.
Still 4 at the back.
Now they're going to try their best to just spread out the top 3 and go after it.
Harris giving chase. Zemla.
Well, that's brilliant. I love that by Louisville.
Yeah, Ownby replaced Piccolo, Del Piccolo, by the way. Squared back. Dummied.
Jake Arman, not known for his defensive prowess, is on at left back for Aaron Guillen. They immediately go to the long ball and have Jake Arman become a defender. They nod it on, and they get some space on their right. Arman's, of course, the Rowdies left. Great heads-up play by Louisville.
Rowdies forced into 2 injury substitutions. One on either side of halftime. Guillen headed to the locker room now. Talk about a bummer. And the captain goes off. Here's Cal. Jennings, full head of steam. Harris, big swing, and he's saved by Semla.
Well, everybody seems to get on their feet now when Cal Jennings is on the run. And he lays it off. Look at the pace of the pass right into Dion Harris's path. A little dink over the shoulder would have done it, but good, strong save by Summel. Made himself large, and that's what this man can do. Run at players. He's a dribbler, like we said at the start of the broadcast, and create space for the players.
Doherty finds its way to the feet of Forrest Lasso. Harmon. Ekra can get a turn and has his pocket picked. Ownby. Talk about the word stalwart. It would be Brian Ownby, now 33 years old.
Mr. Louisville.
Yes. Before that, Richmond, when they were still at the top level in this league. Ekra. Doherty. Harris had that shot on goal moments ago. He'll cut it back to his left foot. Everything cut off. He turned his back and made the play defensively anyway.
The Rowdies recycle. That means another win for Louisville. Stopping the service, stopping the cross. Looks like
Perez.
Maybe offside. No, he's not.
Nope, flag stayed down. Dribbling in, Tosh. And the choice is to poke it out. Corner kick, Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Oh, the savvy Sean Tosh. You don't play in the league this long and lead this team in minutes by not knowing exactly the angles. And Sean Tosh not giving up the pass, not giving up that service like we said, and stifling it.
Yeah, going to use the byline as the defender at all times on that one. He'll concede. Hilton now. He's got that cultured right foot, ready to deliver something special here. Kleeman inside the 6. Curled in, headed out of there. Manny Perez made the first contact. Rowdies will give it another go around the far side. Zembla's got it, no problem.
Well, Lewis Hilton trying to be aggressive, just gave it too much air and allowed someone to stop, pluck it out of the air easily. And you can see the man from England is just not really a step behind, but the pass is not as accurate and decisive as it was in previous seasons, and understandably now coming back from injury.
We'll build up here on the right side for Lou City. Well, don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN Plus, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Chase Semla heads it towards Adams.
Connor Sparrow showing that.
Who turned over?
In his
Doherty.
toolkit, that distribution.
That one in on frame. Perez couldn't put much on it with the left foot. Lasso got there. God, this is not a game for the faint of heart. Every challenge is massive.
What we're seeing from the commitment from Louisville is that there is always going to be space there, which means, Jeff, this game, I don't think is going to end at 1-1. Both teams going at it. Louisville away from home, Rowdies at home, and the Rowdies are finding space behind the press. Another shot by Perez. Harris, a couple of minutes ago, this touch took him away from the goal, Jeff. It took the angle away from him and made it easy for Summer. but I don't think it's going to be the last of it, with Louisville continuing to push up high and leaving the space behind.
So heads it forward. Hilton. Hold up from Jennings. Has an option to the right. This time we'll just let it go. Diving Perry to his right. Semla pushes it wide.
Well, something out of nothing. I talk about my old coach kicking the cans when people kick over bar. Well, he's going to say this: you just can't teach that. Taking on two players, making room for himself, and a shot. And the bounce just before the goalkeeper makes it so awkward. Good save in the end.
Hilton again, left hand in the air. One inside the 6. That is Kleeman again. Come near. And again, right at the keeper. Could not quite put it in that corridor of indecision.
Well,
and everybody will retreat.
Yep. Well, Lewis Hilton has relieved Charlie Dennis of his services on that far side corner kicks. But his service so far has not been on point.
Pittsburgh and Loudon now 3-1 for the Riverhounds. Laid on here there in the 90th minute. So it looks like they'll collect 3, which means Tampa Bay needs to keep pace and do the same here tonight. They will lose some ground. Charleston ahead of San Diego in the 60th. 2-0. '57th minute here. Goal for Jennings in the 39th. Harris equalized 1 minute into the second half for Louisville City. And worse than the goal is your captain, Aaron Guillen, pulling up lame on that one, which allowed the space for Harris to get the shot off.
A chance for Sean Tosh to try and get ahead. Maybe may not be ahead to score, but ahead to lay it off for someone else.
Blistered. It was the head of Lasso that got there first, and it will be a goal kick. Dennis slides in, will stay with Tampa Bay.
What an effort. Do not ever give up on the play. His first touch was long. He slid just to keep it in play, and then wins the throw in for the Rowdies. Charlie Dennis in a nutshell.
Back from Doherty and to Harris. Dayon, the spin. Perez gets a shot away. We will have another corner kick.
Well, again, it's Dennis using the speed of Harris. Just played it through the space and lets Harris' speed do the rest. Jennings couldn't control. Great recovery is Harris. Quick ball in. And Josh Perez was behind him. A great recovery in the end by Manny Perez.
So this time's the charm. Anything on the training ground doesn't appear anything different. The delivery a little further out this time. It comes all the way through. Didn't touch anybody. A little bit more dangerous though that time.
Yep, exactly in the spot he's supposed to put it. Put a lot of pressure on the defenders. Seems to be getting a little bit better at it. But Adams, the man taking the goal kick right now, did a great job just holding off Kleeman.
Battle of second place versus fourth place in the East entering tonight. So glad to have you along wherever you happen to be. My name is Jeff Radcliffe, joined as always by Ryan Davis. And we knew this would be a titanic struggle, and so far it is shaped up to be just that.
Yeah, it's lived up to the hype. These teams are so technical defensively, and they have so much talent up top to create things like Louisville did in the first minute of the second half through Harris.
Hornby to Adams. service. Back stick. Oh, nearly trouble there of the self-inflicted variety. You see Winder, there's just danger all around him. Well, just like last year in the Eastern Conference Final with that goal and added extra time to beat Tampa Bay.
Well, he's playing on the right side in the 3-4-3. Ombi's on the left, so Winder's coming in late all the time. He's arriving behind Harris. And Jake Armand is going to have a long evening keeping up with the taller Winder on those balls in the air.
Well, nobody's relaxing in this match, but we remind you, you can relax boldly while in Tampa Bay. Claim your next adventure at visitampabay.com. You can cut the tension in the crowd, and especially in the technical areas right now. It is wafting this way. Perez running at defenders, now lays it to the left. Put in front! Tampa Bay Rowdies goal! It is a brace for Cal Jennings. What a buildup! And the green and gold have taken the lead.
Well, he only seems to score spectacular goals now, Cal Jennings. Beautiful ball in by Jake Armand. That's his strength, his service. Actually, yep, Josh Perez drew the defenders in, and the one-time pass. And look at the flick to the last post by Jennings, opening his shoulders up, Jeff. Look at the technique. No chance for Summer, and it is 2-1. What a goal by Cal Jennings.
Goal number 14 comes.
He is
a stroke of an hour.
Unstoppable. The 3 goals we've seen tonight have been so much quality. 2 from Jennings, 1 from Harris. And that one was spectacular. The one-time pass by Armand and the one-time finish into the last post by Jennings, just poetry.
Pulls him level with Arteaga of Phoenix, behind Danny Trejo of Phoenix, going into the night in the lead in the Golden Boot race in USL Championship. What a run here for Cal Jennings. He's scored in 5 straight matches and has 2 tonight. Now watch out the other way. Harris was trying to get his second, put it right at Connor Sparrow.
Well, you're always most vulnerable when you've just scored. And the Rowdies took their eyes off of the road. And this Louisville team, you cannot blink. Gets in behind the defense. Luckily, it's straight to Sparrow. And now, can the Rowdies settle in to a 2-1 lead? It took something special from Harris to bring it back. Here's another look. Armand.
Watch this.
This ball played cheaply in behind. Nobody near Harris. Lasso and Kleeman both left wondering where the center forward was.
Sparrow had an invisible bullseye on his jersey there. It went right at him. Again, if you're just joining us, Eric Wild, assistant coach, running the show tonight. Coach Law dealing with visa issues back in England. Sure, he is watching the proceedings here. Can his men get the full 3 tonight? Jennings sitting on a hat trick. Why not give it a go in traffic? You never know, the bounce will work.
Well, Charlie Dennis was asking for that ball on top, and it may be the right pass, Jeff. But Cal Jennings right now, anything around the 18-yard box, he's going to have a go. You can hear the cries of Eric Wild saying, not too high, don't push up too high. Understanding they have to manage the game just a little bit here. Maybe invite Louisville onto them. And then try to get on a counter like they did in that opening goal with Cal Jennings over the top.
Jake Armand, by the way, picking up his first assist of the season on that goal to Jennings. If there was a hockey assist there, it would have went to Joshua Perez, which was a beauty.
Yeah, he was the honey for the bees. Everyone sort of came around him, and then he
attracted everybody in and
found Jake Armand yawning on the left side.
And then made him feel sour after scoring.
But what a ball by Armand too, right into the path of Jennings. I mean, Jennings had to do a lot, but the ball was spectacular.
Will make the switch. Doherty. Harris. Doherty's not going to catch that. Winder's there just to make himself difficult, and I beg your pardon, said Doherty. I will work for it and I will get it.
Intangibles, Jeff. Intangibles. Never give up. And he's Irish. He'll never give up.
Dennis bottled up most of the night. Hilton. Good to have him back in the fold here the last couple of weeks, isn't it? Armin marauding forward. Back post headed down.
Oh. Just like that, it could have been 3. A peach of a ball by Armand.
It's got a magnet in that body tonight.
Look at this delivery in the corridor of uncertainty. Everybody facing their own goal. And the header just is not clean by Jennings. Wow, Jake Armand may not be the best defensively, but he's going to give them something to think about offensively with their wide midfielder / wingback.
Sharpie. Gibson, dimensions in the match here for Louisville City. Knoxville, Tennessee man. His 28th appearance, his 22 starts as well. So now more reinforcements, and that is not Peter Crouch. As Martin Powell's, the Dutchman, Flying Dutchman, had a goal. 24-year-old laid on after coming in as a sub against Colorado Springs.
Now, if it's one thing you can't teach as well, Jeff, you can't teach height.
No.
This man has a lot of it.
Serrano comes off. And that one will go towards the flag, wide of target. He'll throw in deep here for Tampa Bay.
With that consistent aggressiveness that Louisville brings, I mentioned that at 1-1, it was not going to be the last goal, but it really did take something special from Jake Armand and Cal Jennings. And still, with 23 minutes left, you just cannot look away, as Louisville, so much quality and aggression, are going to be hunting in packs now when they press.
The visitors. One of those matches where you just got to find a way. You know, going into the night, it was not going to be pretty.
We mentioned at the start of the broadcast, the last 3 matches were decided at 1-0 each of those 3 matches. With Louisville winning the last 2 of them. And again, just 1 goal. There's Ralph Small, Skyway Casuals.
Inside the area. Dylan Mayers keep it on his foot for the time being. Sharpie now in an advanced position. Ownby headed out of trouble by Kleeman. Ownby undercut a bit. No harm in the foul. And here's Jennings. Crossing halfway. Big strides for Cal Jennings.
You have to know when to hold and know when to fold, Jeff. Didn't see any options. Pulls it right back and recycles the ball. Now Louisville have to fight and get back possession now. They have to earn it.
Doherty. Cruz. A little pressure. Danny Cruz is liberally went to the subs bench here, taking advantage of those 2 injuries for Tampa Bay. Powells gets into the back of Dennis, who is not happy. City the other way. Powells. And Armin gets the better of the exchange. Ekra trying to be cheeky.
Wow.
He still has it in his arsenal. Back to the right foot. And now use the width. Launched all the way to Harris. Dayon plays it on the diagonal. He got tripped up, but nothing in it. No harm, no foul. Sharpie to Adams. 20 minutes to go. 2-1 Tampa Bay. A brace for Cal Jennings. A hat trick, if he can get one more, will tie him for the league leading goal scorer.
Great ball.
Will it sit? It will. Laid back. Powells scored last week. That one rolled in weakly for Mares. Didn't quite sit the way he needed to, and then a huge exhale for that man, Conor Sparrow.
Jeff, they went too close to the goal. They didn't read the cutback. Look at Forrest Lasso and Kleeman.
Oh.
Kleeman's on top of Conor Sparrow. He comes all the way back. You have to come up. Kleeman is acting like a second goalkeeper. Poor defending by the centre back, and almost had to pay for it.
We talked in the open about just a few mental lapses. Turned 3 points to 1 point to 0 points midweek. On the road at Memphis, they had the lead in the 88th, and now Winder will go into the book after fouling Perez. So that's the 4th yellow card on one of the boys in purple.
Well, the message is clear on what Louisville we're going to do tonight. Be physical, be aggressive, be decisive. Now, kids at home, do not try this. Oh, this is Jake Armand, by the way. This is Joshua Perez about to make a run, and Winder completely just getting in the way. Now, Jan Ekro's on the ball. Kids, do not try this at home. Your coach will substitute you if it doesn't pay off.
Even if it does, sometimes you'll get substituted.
Just nonchalantly flicks it over and regains back possession.
Good look from our crew. Those little moments inside the game that make it so beautiful. Not always about the goals. Overrun there. Counter. Maris. Now Perez. A bit of a heavy touch from Toch.
Seeing a little bit more management from the Rowdies, sitting back in their own half, getting into a low block.
Here's Tyler Gibson.
Question is, when you go in a low block, the crosses start to come in because the room goes out to the sides.
Trying to get in Powells right at the byline. Arm in there with him step for step. Trying to push it back, able to do so. Tampa Bay regaining shape and regaining possession. Entering minute 74 here. 2-1 lead. Jennings been the magic man tonight. That one will not find Dennis.
But I love the fact that Cal Jennings has that presence to get the ball, turn, and create.
Played through and sent out of trouble. Well, National Suicide Prevention Week is September 10th through September 16th. To support the mental health of our communities, the USL has partnered with the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you need support, call or text 988 now. You are not alone. Everybody on the attacking half for Lou City. Will be dropped stops to collect.
And if Brian Ownby is going to come this deep to get the ball, the Rowdies will take that all day. He is.
Wily, crafty veteran. Squared to the right side. Perez waits. Corner of the area. One-on-one with Arman. Sticks a leg out. Can't stop. Help comes in the form of Josh Perez. He comes away with it.
Now I understand you have Forrest Lasso and Kleeman at centre back. You're a little hesitant to cross it, but you have a tree by the name of Powell in the middle of the box. You have got to get the delivery in. You have to try and give him a chance, Jeff, to get his head to it. And there he is. Powell's, he is just a presence. So I think Perez just thought too much of it and tried to get too crafty. Just get a little bit of daylight and whip it in and let him try to get on the end of it.
Into Louisville in the offseason from Almere City in the Eredivisie. Played the last couple of seasons, 7 goals, 48 appearances. Hard to miss, even from our lofty perch. A couple more inches, his head will be at our booth level, right? Rolls to Maris. Sharpie collects just outside the 18. Dennis has it. Maris backs up. Maris gets in all that one. Challenge yields a turnover.
As crafty as Charlie Dennis is, and as much of a workhorse he is, you can see the fatigue setting in. Jeff, he's really struggling to make an impact right now.
This is a side that played midweek. You know it's going to be a factor at some point.
And he's one of the leaders in minutes on this team.
Subs getting ready over for the Rowdies. Just wanted to stretch the field. That's one way to stop Kyle Jennings. Kyle Adams will go into the book. That's the 5th yellow card on Louisville City.
Well, Jennings, there's only one way to stop him right now. He's so confident right now, Jeff. He puts his blinders on and takes players on. Starts to chew up space right here.
Oy.
And Adams trying to stop him before he gets momentum. Now, we talk about options for Charlie Dennis. Don't forget the Cuban coffee himself, Ariel Martinez.
Who can hold the ball up,
create
help you out a little. Yep.
Behind Kyle Jennings.
78th minute now. Williams, looks like Martinez among the players over at that 4th official. Just to kind of see this game out, get the 3, and turn your attention to next week when you got to go on the road at San Antonio, which will not be an easy match, especially with not a full deck. But you got to see this one out first.
Yep, there's Kyle Jennings again, so full of confidence. The ball pops out to him, and his first touch on the chest is like Velcro on his shirt. The ball just dies. He's in full control. He sucks the defenders in and goes for goal.
And here come the changes. Williams, Lacava, and Ariel Martinez. So on the roster, 3 forwards in when you're trying to see out 2-1. But this is a team that will defend from the front.
And the expectation,
it gives you just the bodies.
Yeah, and the expectations, Jeff, is to play out of position. When you play for the Tampa Bay Rowdies or Louisville with this sort of reputation, players understand that they have to play different roles.
Dennis's night is done as well.
Looks like the coach heard me, huh?
But now on a set piece, you got some more danger men. Take his time coming out. So Martinez had the game-winning goal against Hartford, doing what he does.
So we've seen Lewis Hilton from the opposite end with in-swingers. This is his first out-swinger. That's why Forrest Lasso is on top of the box and not sitting at the penalty spot just yet.
Delivery, out swinger, headed out of trouble. Maris, I think that Gibson was the one that was able to steer it out of trouble eventually. And now the subs on your screen are official. So 5 changes made, 3 were by design. That's 3. If you're just joining us, Aaron Guillen and Connor Antley out earlier in the match with injuries. Jennings' night is done. He'll take that 2-goal performance, 14 goals on the season. Man of the match worthy. Should Tampa Bay hold on here? What a night. Free kick, Tampa Bay. Boy, some cushion here in these last 10 minutes will help.
Oh yeah, but the crafty Martinez, he's been brought into this club for this very, very situation. Either to get a goal for the Rowdies or to finish the match. Tight spaces, a lot of contact. He just rolls off of the defender, draws the foul. And now a chance for Lasso and Kleeman and JJ Williams to be factors.
Couple of options here. That's for Williams in the air. Armin, delivery, back stick, headed on frame. It took a deflection on its way out, so it will be a corner kick here for Tampa Bay.
Well, Freddie Kleeman is going to be eating breakfast tomorrow morning and thinking about this one, Jeff. Got a good head to it and off of the back.
That head wasn't there, maybe?
Yeah, he headed it down. Yeah, you're right.
Say yes to the ball.
He's going to have a comfortable breakfast.
Another outswinger here for Lewis Hilton.
Redacted.
The ball from Armin.
JJ Williams looks really lively, and Adams on him.
Inside the area, right at the penalty spot, pops out. Will Hilton get another crack at it? And now Hilton down as he collided with Tyler Gibson. He'll afford another injury. Now Ownby marauding forward. Coming back there was Martinez. How about that for your forward?
Oh.
And now he gets tripped up from behind. Play on, says our referee, for the time being. This game not for the faint of heart. And now Martinez and Sharpie will have to be separated.
Question is for everyone. Yeah, the tackle. I want to see what the referee does here with Brian Ownby. Looks like he may have forgotten the sequence of events. Look at this tackle by Ownby, who lost the ball.
It's from behind.
Yeah, it's one of those, even though you get the ball, you can't come in from behind anymore.
Remember, these two teams will close out the regular season at Lynn Family Stadium on the 14th of October. So this will not be the final chapter, as it usually is not between these two. These two teams have ended each other's season in the playoffs each of the last 3 years. In the Eastern Conference Final, Niall McCabe has come on for Manny Perez for Coach Danny Cruz.
Talk about an old, reliable Swiss Army knife, Niall McCabe.
32 years old in his 9th season. He's been there from the beginning. Oh, Williams. If there was any lightness on that touch, he was in. McCabe now his second touch in this match. If you're Louisville City, them when they come. And if you're Tampa Bay, can you rise to the occasion and be resolute in your defending, or just add another goal?
Rowdies recycling exactly what they're supposed to do, manage the game right now. And Louisville doing the right things. They're hunting in packs now, Jeff.
Cava on the move.
And fresh legs, and that was expert defending at right back.
Kid Chaos come up out of nowhere. Jake LaCava.
Right now, Danny Cruz and Eric Wild yelling the instructions to the players as they get tired. Eric Wild wants the shape defensively to get back intact. Players can lose focus and concentration at this time of the game.
We saw that Wednesday night.
Oh yeah,
you got the backing of the home crowd tonight, though.
Yep.
To will you to the finish. Williams, and flag comes up.
Oops, and it's going to be a yellow card. Looks like Williams kicked the ball away as soon as Summer is about to gather.
Second Rowdy in the book tonight. Sixth minute. 7 yellow cards in this one. Teams have combined 28 fouls. It slowed down a little here in the second half. It's 22 in the first.
There's the trouble man himself, Harris. What a goal he did. He scored in the opening minute of his. Jordan Doherty just answering the bell. But he wins the corner. The type of talent that Louisville generates from the academy is just impressive.
Maris, delivery, the back post. And we will do it again. And the game's going to give you chances from set pieces late on, usually. Especially if you're playing proactive. What do you do with them?
Substitutes on, short-handed in midfield and defense. You can see the angst in his face, understanding that what Powers can provide on these set pieces to head one in.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Rowdies gunning for win 16 here tonight. 6 more to play.
Again, the physicality continues. Didn't see much in this one. Jordan Doherty just fatigued like no other. Because of the injuries and because he's such a versatile player, Doherty, he's plugged so many holes for the Rowdies. There's that again, Powers, 6'7". With a shove, that's all it takes.
Back to Sparrow. New City starting a run of 4 of 5 road games tonight. Into San Diego next week. Falls to the Rowdies. Martinez with a howitzer over the top.
Well, that's what the corner flag pass does. It allows the cover to hold the ball up for on-running players like Williams and Martinez. And here's another corner flag pass just ahead of Ornby.
Not too much roll on that one. So Louisville goes the other coast next week. Then comes back to Florida to play at Miami FC, then north to Loudoun United, and then back west to at New Mexico United. They are going to log some frequent flyer miles in the next couple of weeks. They'll feel a lot better if they can come out of here with some points tonight. Williams gets underneath. Remember, he's playing with a yellow.
always run that threat. When you don't engage for the ball like J.J. Williams did, your body ends up being like an obstacle for the person coming over to head the ball. And if you don't engage and try to go for the ball, then all you're doing is impeding the player who is trying to go for the ball.
Long switch. Sparrow's got it. Take his time as we await fourth official to put up the placard. See how much longer we got to go here tonight to secure 3 points for the Tampa Bay Rowdies fans. Gibson lays it ahead, and the flag is up, and it's going to be 4 additional tacked on to the end of the 90 here, minimum.
I have to say that's not a lot for all the and so on.
We had 5 at the end of the first half.
Now Connor Sparrow has to kick this one towards Dion Harris. You want to see J.J. Williams come closer to Harris on this side. You don't want that ball to go through the middle. You want to keep it towards the line. But Sparrow goes down the middle. OMB wins it. Straight to Ekra.
He's got it. Shots even, 14 apiece. Rowdies have 6 on target to Louisville's 5. Possession 55 to 45 in favor of Tampa Bay. A lot of that in their own half in the first half.
But it's been consistent, though, that the Rowdies spending more time going side to side and then going over the top when
Just trying to see out the points tonight.
Correct.
You're right.
Try to manage the game, especially at home.
7 total yellows.
And don't forget, Jeff, the personnel on the field. You have Jake LeCarver at wide left midfield. You have Jake Armand at left back. You have all these ball handlers now on the pitch.
Winder to Powell's. Loses it in the touch. Go ahead.
You kind of have to play to your strength right now, even though you're managing the game. But you're managing the game with possession, with offense. And this man, who's a holding midfielder, is playing your right back, Jordan Doherty.
Two of the next 3 for Tampa Bay on the road. At San Antonio, at Hartford, and then a little rematch with Memphis 901 here on the 23rd. The creamy filling in between those 2 road trips. 2 minutes gone of the minimum 4. It's Cal Jennings, a brace to offset Wilson Harris's goal. That's where we stand.
Looks like West Sharpie may have got away with one. Harris got to the ball first. A lot of hands, some grabbing. No call by the referee.
Tosh coming all the way forward. Desperate times call for desperate measures. About 90 seconds remain. Ownby, service into the area. Lasso took care of it. And fortuitous bounce for Tampa Bay. So we'll eat up a few more seconds.
Well, it was Niall McCabe at right back. Usually a sure thing defensively. But looks like a substitute. Look at Cal Jennings, the man who created destruction yet again.
Adams plays back to Semla. Sharpie. Into the circle. Gibson. Toach flat-footed a bit. Technical ball work there from McCabe. Still got it. Escorting it all the way through the area. Oh, squeaky bum time on that one.
Yep. Great ball by Ownby. He got the MO. Look for Powell's. Get the service in. Connor Sparrow was completely second-guessing himself as the ball came into the mix-up. Jordan Doherty, he is putting a shift tonight.
A smattering of whistles echoing around Adelang Stadium as we've reached the 4 minutes. Could this be the final kick? It is. All 3 points go to the Tampa Bay Rowdies. They defeat their rivals from Louisville City 2-1, the final. Now you can take a breath, Rowdies fans. 16th win of the season. Cal Jennings' brace does the trick. We'll talk about it right after this here on ESPN+.
Imagine a company steeped in heritage, innovating into the promise of what the future can bring, like a phoenix helping others find prosperity. Sagicor's brand, the wisdom to help people make solid financial decisions and the compassion to do good for society and those in need. Life insurance and annuities from Sagicor show your partner, family, and loved ones just how much you care about their financial security. Sagicor, wise financial thinking for life.
Tampa Bay Rowdies move up to 53 points, consolidating their spot second place in the Eastern Conference. Big 2-1 victory over Louisville City FC here at Al Lang Stadium tonight. Jeff Radcliffe, Ryan Davis. We were talking some beautiful goals, even though it was a stop-start choppy game that you would expect between these two arch rivals.
Yeah, quality up top. I mean, they have Harris, they have Cal Jennings, and they both came out and showed that quality tonight. And that was the decisive for what Cal Jennings, the double. Well, it all started. Cal Jennings drawing the yellow card. Del Piccolo getting a yellow card on Connor Anthony, who will have to eventually leave the game through injury. And here's Charlie Dennis, and the tackles were coming in fast and furious.
7 total yellows in this match.
Forrest Lasso, the latest victim. And here's Aaron Guillen, a beauty of a ball. The first touch by Cal Jennings. Samuel is in no man's land. And look at the finish. Trap with the right, finish with the left. 1-0 Rowdies.
13th goal of the season there. Rowdies in the ascendancy, but right after halftime, Ryan.
One of the goals of the week. Harris dribbling past two. Aaron Guillen gets injured on the play. And what about this? The daisy cutter, Jeff. Your mom will be yelling at you right now as the flowers died on the ball went through. Cal Jennings, a beauty to top it off. He cannot do no wrong. He set the ball for the Rowdies.
Goals on the season, 1 off the league lead. Cal Jennings, goals in 5 straight matches. Here's a look at the match stats. We talked about the possession, we talked about the shots. Even in a lot of ways, you just grind a game out, grind a game like this out when you can.
Yeah, I think Louisville's ability to press will humbug a lot of teams, and it did the Rowdies tonight. With the quality of Cal Jennings and company, it could come back to hurt you, but they got beaten by 2 special goals, Jake Armand included.
6 more to play in this 2023 season for Tampa Bay. 2 of the next 3 on the road. San Antonio and Hartford, some long road trips. Revenge game on the mind on the 23rd here against Memphis, and we close it out at home, Loudoun United, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, before finishing at Louisville for the rematch of this one. It is going to be a horse race down the stretch in the USL Championship Eastern Conference.
Yeah, Rowdies right there with them. What a time to get 5 wins out of 6. I mean, Coach Law is doing a great job with this team, really setting it up for success coming down the stretch.
16th win of the season, 53 points. Tampa Bay 2, Louisville City 1. For my partner Ryan Davis, for Tom Sipos and our entire Video Art Productions crew, I'm Jeff Radcliffe saying so long from Al Lang Stadium. The Rowdies get the 2-1 victory over Lou City. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.